Hello, everybody. My name is Glacial, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Oasis. Today is episode 7. And as you can tell, I have done quite a bit of in between episode work. I went to mining a little bit, which I have clips of right here. And then in between episodes, I did a little bit of decorating as well as just finishing off some um, just unfinished work in general, which I will actually walk you through and show you. But the biggest thing that you could probably tell right now is this enchantment area. I did get the advanced enchantment table, um, and I put some valuable blocks underneath it, which is gold and iron, which gives you treasure enchants, which are like mending and stuff like that. Very valuable enchants. So I have enchanted all of our gear. The golden sword has knockback, sharpness, sweeping edge, and then unbreaking to hopefully avoid it from breaking. I will put mending on it. I think I can. Wait, hold on. Yes, I can put mending on it. So I'll do that whenever I have enough levels. It costs 30 levels to enchant with mending. And then our diamond sword has life leech which will heal me as I'm attacking something. Looting 3, sharpness 5, beheading, and unbreaking 3. Beheading is an enchant that will give me mob heads more often. So, say for example, with the withers, they will drop heads more often, as well as having looting 3, and it will also drop other mob heads that are in this mod. And then our diamond axe has experience boost 3, efficiency 5, magnet 3, sharpness 5, and unbreaking 3. Which those are all pretty self-explanatory. Magnet will bring items towards me. Experience boost, it just boosts the experience you get. And then our diamond pickaxe, this is our non-silk touch one. It has unbreaking 3, mending, experience boost, fortune, paleontologist, and efficiency. Paleontologist will give us more biofossils and bones from fossils. And then, again, experience boost gives us more experience from ores that give us said experience. And then I just did some simple enchants on our armor. I didn't want to make diamond armor in between episodes and make it all maxed out, just because I feel like that's more of a in-episode thing. So I made some iron armor, put some protection, aqua affinity, respiration, and breaking, protection, and breaking, protection, and protection. Protection is very cheap, so I was able to do it for all of these, but unbreaking and stuff like that is more expensive, so we'll have to work up to those. And then, as you can tell, I have a lot of fences on me. This episode, I want to do a lot of dinosaur work, which, let me put away this wool because I don't need it, and then these planks as well. We are going to be making a bunch of dinosaur paddocks, which is a Therizino enclosure, a Diplodocus enclosure, and then I made a Triceratops enclosure already in between episodes, so we'll be doing 2 of them, but I already made one of them. And that's one of the heads that drop with the beheading enchantment. With all of our chickens around here, I went around and killed a lot of them. Our daughter still isn't a big fan of us. Oh, maybe she's turned the corner? Maybe. We'll see. Um, But yeah, so Christine or Cretine, our daughter is all grown up. Obviously, I might get her married, and then as I was doing all the in between episode work, our daughter Lola has grown up all the way. She's a cleric. Whoa. Um, and she actually really likes us. I can chat with her and joke with her, and she doesn't get angry with us, which is really nice. Um, and our husband is very affectionate. We are 1,021 hearts. He is completely smitten, which is awesome. Um, we were having some trouble at the beginning of episode 3, I believe. But now he's doing all good. And then I made some extra rooms. I just hollowed them out and put beds in here. You're a zombie. Oh, they're outside. It's nighttime. Um, Kitchen hasn't changed much. I did some Pam's Harvest Craft things in between episodes, which I made a bunch of chicken sandwiches with all the chicken we had, and then a bunch of bread for said chicken sandwiches. Um, which give us a good amount of saturation as well as food. So we don't have to worry about food very much anymore until our chicken runs out, which then we'll cross that road whenever we get there. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I've done inside, which is a lot, and I do understand it is kind of um, it sucks doing a bunch of in between episode work. Also, these books just help the enchantment level. It Whenever you have higher enchantment levels, it makes it cheaper to enchant, so it's 22% cheaper. Um, but that's all those do. And let me sleep, and I'll show you what I've done outside. Again, it's not a bunch of work. It's just more cosmetic work. Um, so let me go outside. And that's a lot of the in between episode work I want to continue doing. I've added some lamps and light posts. Nothing really over here, which I do want to do at some point. But if we get farther from our house, you will see that I have added. Oh, there's an Enderman. I might actually go get him. But if we look at our house, I did add a roof and I put some vines on it just to kind of make it look more green and stuff. I need to get rid of that bush. It's kind of an eyesore. But I think I really like it. I like how it's a small little roof right here and then a more large roof up here. And it just looks really good in context of the mountain. And I just bone mealed a little bit around here. I'll put trees and stuff at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it. And I also cleared out the floating trees, which I clearly missed some. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it from what I've done in between episodes. This episode will probably be a bit longer just because we'll be doing a lot of waiting and building, but I will speed through building like paddocks and stuff like that. This Therizino is almost done, which is awesome. Let me put all of this away. Also, we do have a lot of eggs, which I do want to get around to. I just want to make sure I have the right area blocked out and stuff for all these mobs, which I was kind of thinking there's like this little hill, which was naturally generated, but if we could flatten it out, it would kind of flatten out really easily since it's super thin and then it kind of returns to the same height over here. I was thinking either that or we can put pens and enclosures alongside this, which would also look really cool, but it just wouldn't be able to be as expandable, if that makes sense. which I might honestly do. Just flatten out this side and mine out the inside. Just have some like snake enclosures and like non-useful pet enclosures, maybe. And I will also be doing horses and stuff like that in the near future, but it's just a very time consuming process, so I just haven't really gotten around to it. And again, I want to do all that kind of stuff in between or on episode instead of in between. But we have three Triceratops, two Therizino, and two Diplodocus. The Diplodocus are really tall and really large. Actually, I am going to make torches um, because we are going to be needing a ton to light up everything. I do want to eventually move on from all these torches to lanterns and stuff like that, which are just iron nuggets um, or two iron nuggets in between a torch or around a torch. So let me just show you real fast right here. And it makes the striped lanterns, which are the ones we have all around our house. There's also tavern lanterns, festive lanterns, all that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of different types. But throwing torch, a throwable torch. Interesting. Um, but there are no normal torches in this, or normal lanterns. So they are a little bit glitchy, like they're not connected to the roof, which it does bother me, but not so much that I need to change it. Um, but yeah, I think it looks really good around here. I am really proud of it and what I've done in between episodes. Again, I don't want to do this all the time. I just wanted to get the boring, monotonous stuff done. And it's really hard for me to commentate over that kind of stuff, like building this roof and things like that. And it takes a lot of research for the enchantment table, and it's just hard to do and commentate at the same time. So I hope you guys don't mind that. Um, but yeah, let's head down. I was actually going to grab a spare bed, which I'll just have to make one. Unless we have a sleeping bag, sleeping mat, a portable bed, right click to toggle spawn. We'll actually do that. So we can just lay it down wherever and we don't have to worry about taking it everywhere with us and all that. So let me just dye this wool red and then put some leather next to it. Go. So now we have that. But in this general area, I have slowly started to replace all the torches with lanterns, like around our house and stuff. I will eventually make a path with a similar light post type decoration, but I might change it up as we go. I really don't know. But if we go down here, we have a lot more parasaur than we did last episode. Um, so last episode, I think I only had 4 or 3 maybe, and now I think I have 8, which is kind of crazy. Um, so they are breeding, which I knew was a possibility and stuff like that. Like, this is a baby, but I think they are maxed out now because they haven't had any babies recently. Um, so there's still 2 younger ones somewhere around here, unless one of them already grew up. But they don't seem to be laying any more eggs, and this seems to be a nice, spacious area for them. So I think we're all good. I was kind of worried if they were just going to continue breeding that we would have to kill off like one gender, but it does seem. Oh no, they are. Dang it. Yeah. So we are going to have to kill off like one gender. Which sucks because I don't want to. I want to be able to have like as many and them just like cap off at a certain amount. But you're a female. You're a female. I like the red crest, so I might keep all the males. We'll see what this one hatches out to be. But this one's untamed. So, because it hatched while I wasn't around. So, I might just go around and kill all of the females. And I am going to cut that out because it is super sad and I just don't want to record that. So once this egg hatches, I'll go around and do that. I'll come back. Okay, so I am back. I ended up getting rid of all the females. So we have 4 males. And it does look a lot more barren in here. I just don't think we could have males and females because they would continuously breed and we would be overrun by parasaurs. But, I mean, if we do ever change our mind about having more, I got a ton of bones as well as meat, so we can analyze those and actually use them, but for now, we're just gonna stick to just males. And I, sorry, I want to place down our Triceratops. This is a little cage that I made for them. It has a little bit more of like a spruce theme. I'm waiting for these to spread and then I'll break these. But I went with more of a spruce theme just because it's getting into the forest and I didn't want it to stick out like a sore thumb. I'll add larger spruce trees on the outside as well as a mixture of oak. But this was the enclosure I made in between episodes. So let's place down our Triceratops. And for now, I will keep all males and females, despite whether they are male or female. But at some point, I will have to kill off one or the other. So if we have 2 females, then I'll keep both of them. If we have 2 males, then I'll kill off the female. Just so we don't get overrun, and this enclosure is not big at all, so I do not want a similar thing to happen with these guys, or that happened with these guys. Also, while I am waiting, I need to look up and see if they can break blocks, because I do know in some versions they can, so I'm gonna look that up real quick and then I'll come back. Okay, so I am back from looking it up and they will break wooden fences when they are adults, so I will have to replace this with iron fences. I'll just do like a 2-high iron fence. It says that they, right here, they can break blocks weaker than iron. So iron bars should be fine, but for now we'll just keep these guys. I will probably, since we have so much iron, I'll probably replace these arches with iron blocks if we can. I don't know how entirely possible that will be, but my goal is to just make it as aesthetically pleasing as possible. So I'm hoping that with the iron blocks, it would just look better. And we have 3 gates in this one instead of 4 because I want a path coming down, and then in between these 2 I'll put like right over here I'll probably put the Therizino or the Diplodocus, and then into the woods more I'll put the other one. But we're gonna wait for these to hatch, which they should be getting close, yeah. And while I'm waiting, I will look up the other ones. I won't cut because I was able to find it pretty fast. So, where is it? Oh, there they're about to hatch. I'll look here in a second. 95, 94, 94. Okay. So, we're hoping for 2 males because the males in this mod are a lot more colorful. But it looks like we got 2 females. I didn't see that first one. Where did it go? There it is. Yeah, so we have 3 females, which, I mean, is nice because we won't have to kill any off. Make sure I have that right. Yes. So what I'll do is either in between episodes or something like that, I will just replace this all with iron. And then I'll just do what I did for the parasaurs over there, because the parasaurs kept on getting stuck in these trees. I will break the trunks of all these, and hopefully they're not taller than 4 blocks high. So, yeah. I mean, I hope they don't break through dirt, because that'll be really annoying if they're just walking and then all of a sudden they flatten out all of this terrain. That would really suck. But, so the Diplodocus does break blocks. It grows to 5 blocks tall. Males have dark stripe running down their head and neck. Baby Diplodocus are born much smaller than the giant adults. It only around a single block long. Diplodocus can be fed essence of chicken. Fossil version. Diplodocus, like, almost has a mood. No. Like most mobs, no. They'll interact with scratching posts, tethered logs, toy balls. They can breed and lay eggs every 5 minutes if they're there are a happy male. That's interesting English. So it doesn't say exactly, unless I'm not finding it. Let's see. It says, so right here it says breaks blocks, yes. So so we'll probably have to do an iron enclosure for them. Dang it. Okay. And that'll be a little bit hard because they're such a larger creature. I might go and test if the Triceratops will break dirt and stuff like that, so give me 1 second and I'll come back. Okay, so I am back, and after checking it out, the Diplodocus doesn't break blocks weaker than iron if it is, it doesn't break it if it's happy. If they are angry or like trying to attack something, then they will. And Triceratops will break them, but they will not break dirt and stuff like that. Or at least from what I've tested and saw. So we won't have to flatten this out. We'll just have to put like 2 layers of iron fence. Is that what it's called? Iron bars. We'll just do 2 layers of iron bars. The Diplodocus will do like 3 layers of fence, but what I'll do is I'll have 1 empty block and then 1 block of fence, and then 1 empty block and then 1 block of fence. So it will be relatively tall of an enclosure, but that's kind of the point just because they are larger. Which I'm gonna look at the map and see what would be the best for the Diplodocus. So we could put its enclosure, I'm thinking just this big ol' area right here, all the way up to the beach line essentially, and we'll just go all the way around here. And then, which we will have to clear out a lot of trees, unfortunately, but they're just a very large creature, so we really need to, no matter what. And hopefully it's not too mountainous in this area, or like terrain isn't too bad, because I don't want to have to deal with too much evening out and leveling out. And then we'll put the Therizino right here, and we'll have a path that goes down from this mountain over to here and then around. So there's going to be a archway here for the Diplodocus, and then an archway here for the Therizino. And so you'll go around the Parasaur cage essentially to get to the other ones. And then at some point I do want to like somehow get over to here, because this would be a really great area for like a Sarco or one of the water creatures. And then we'll continue over this way, and maybe from like this path right here we'll have a bridge, as well as like maybe there's going to be a path from the Diplodocus exit over to here, and maybe over here. We'll see. This is really thinking ahead, but I kind of want to make this entire thing herbivores, and then whatever else over here into carnivores, and then maybe even more herbivores over here. It just really depends on sizes and all that. But for now, I think I am just going to do a time lapse of clearing out this area so we can get our Diplodocus base going. Okay, so I got a pretty large area emptied out. I was gonna go further into this and just make it a big old circle, but I think it would look cool with a natural shape to it rather than just a big old circle, because we're already going kind of more natural shape wise for these. So I was thinking it would go from here all the way around. It'll bump out in this area, and then it would come back in and then dip down and back up. So it would be kind of like a almost triangle in this sense. But I believe this should be plenty big enough for them. And if it's really really too big, then we can also put our what are they called, Brontos in here. But I really don't think that this is going to be too big. Oh, it's nighttime. Um, so what I'm actually going to do, because I didn't expect this, this is all dark oak. I thought it was spruce just like this forest. but it's dark oak. So I am going to be making this fence out of dark oak, and I'll be using spruce for the Therizino. It is going to look a little bit off just because this is all spruce right here, but I also think it could look kind of cool to have that kind of variety all throughout. So we're just going to play with a variety of different woods. Like these will be spruce, maybe one of them will be oak, this one's going to be iron, and then this one's going to be dark oak. So it's going to be all different types of wood. And I'll also be replanting trees. They won't look the same because this is from a terrain generation mod. Um, but I will do a similar thing to that I did with these, but with these guys, and making them look a little bit more dynamic. So what I'll be doing is basically um, building like a 2x2 base for the log and going up like 10 blocks. No, they only get 5 blocks tall, if I remember right. So maybe we'll only go up like 2 or 3 logs because they're long. They're not tall, they're long, while the Bronto is tall and long. So we just got to keep that in mind. And I will also smooth out these edges where it goes in a bunch, just so we don't have any dinos that get stuck on these like little tiny areas. Because once they start getting bigger, they'll grow and they'll get stuck in these small areas if they're not on like a flat piece of land. They'll get stuck. And I'll also fill in all these small little potholes everywhere. um, but I just wanted to come back and show you the progress I've made. But we'll probably just go back to a um, sped up video, and I'll continue going throughout this. Okay, so we are finally back. This actually took me about 3 hours to make. So I am back the next day to lay down these eggs, and then I think I'm gonna call it an episode. This episode's already gone on for a while, So it is going to be a long episode, and all we've done is this one enclosure. So I think next episode we will just do the Therizino enclosure, and then we can really just dive into all the other mods. I just downloaded the Thaumcraft mod for this pack as well, so we can get into some magic. No other magic mods have seemed to work with this mod pack, unfortunately. So I think we're just gonna have to deal with it for a little bit. I'm actually gonna sleep real quick. Um, and we will lay down these eggs. Um, just a quick little tour. I placed down this tree right here so I can have a feeder in the center. I put like a I put like a ton of saplings in here, and it only got us to 4,000. Hopefully that'll be okay for now. I planted ferns under all these trees when possible, and as you can tell, it's been there for a while because I've been building this place for a while. This is a glitch block. Kinda sucks. You can pass through it and stuff, but it's just here. It was from a mini golem. It picked up the block and then died, so now it's just floating. And we don't want our dinos to get angry. Actually, let's get this guy. We don't want our dinos to get angry, especially these guys. So, because they'll start breaking wood if they do start getting angry. Where is it? Um, so I put a ton of toys around here. Um, Tons of scratching posts at different heights. So this one's 3 blocks tall. This one's just 1 block, 2 blocks. There's another 3 block tall one, and then I believe, yeah, just a 1 block tall. Um, and then same with these tethered logs. I have um, a variety. They're all at the same height though, so hopefully that won't cause any issues. And then I did want to show you guys before we did lay these eggs down, um, the uh, Triceratops enclosure. We will probably go mining sometime in the near future, because I pretty much used all my iron, so I can't make this into iron blocks, but I do want to. But I also added some toys. They're hello. Did I place down two? I did. Yay! We can actually have another. Excuse you. But these guys are pretty much all grown up. If I right click them, they're 11 days old. So that means I I have played this world for 11 days. So that is basically 20 times 11. So I've been playing for quite a while, and so they're pretty much all fully grown. All of our parasaurs are doing great. I have any bone meal? No, I used it all. Dang it. And I also found out if you place these um, saplings in the appropriate biome, so this is like the um, what's it called? The like forest biome. You can grow super tall uh, spruce saplings as well as the dark oak. Some of them are just like the plain vanilla ones, but a lot of them are these modded ones, so that's awesome. And then same with these dark oaks. I actually chopped down all the normal ones. I grew this one right here. It's like a super chubby one before I found that out. But I kind of like it. It's some variety, but everything else is grown just with the um, terrain mod that we have in the appropriate biome to make these trees the appropriate height, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, let's lay down these eggs. Let's not drag it on any longer. I'm hoping we can get male and female. No, I'm hoping we can get 2 males or 2 females. If we had male or female, we would have to end up killing them or killing a specific gender whenever they start reproducing, and I don't want to have to do that. Sorry, my chair is super squeaky. I don't want to have to do that if it's not necessary. So, these have quite a while to go. I did kill any possible like hostile creatures in this area just to be safe. Actually, let me get this raccoon. I don't know if they will attack the baby dinos, but like when we first laid down the parasaur, they were getting attacked by a fox. So I've killed all the foxes and basically any creatures mob in here I have killed just to be safe, besides like the flies and the crickets and stuff like that. Those guys don't attack anything. So we'll be fine to not deal with those. But my thinking is they will eat these ferns first, and then whenever they're tall enough, they'll start eating from the feeder. And maybe some of these trees, I don't know. I mean, I think these spruce trees definitely, but I don't know about these ones. They're a little too tall. But let's see, they're getting there. 40 more percent. And then I really like how this turned out. The columns were looking a little bare, so I did put trapdoors on top, and it made it look really good. And then I also put torches just so nothing spawns on top of them. And I also went through, which was painstaking, and put torches in the trees over here because skeletons and stuff were spawning and starting to snipe me from these trees, and that was really annoying. But yeah, I mean, it took a while, but I really like how it turned out. And I hope you guys like it too, because I mean, 3 or 4 hours, is that double? I don't know. I don't want to leave these guys just in case. I don't know how to tame these guys. Yes, they are tamed. Wait, what gender? Male? And male. Okay, great. So these guys will eat all the ferns and stuff from around here, as well as all the just grass. But we got our little baby Diplodocus. Yay. Oh, he's laying down. Oh my gosh. Active throughout the day. Will attack mobs that are close. Okay. Hi, dude. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. But this episode has gone on long enough, so I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, subscribe, comment, all that fun YouTube stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!